Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, and the day is finally upon us. Supply drops are now here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. As you guys can see at the top of my screen, I have 0 COD points, 112 parts, as well as 24 depot credits. Now of course you see my progress towards my next depot credit. So how do supply drops in this game actually work? Well, to find out, you simply go down here to the depot. You're going to have this guy right here. He's basically going to be our quartermaster, and from here you can purchase supply drops with either your depot credits, which you earn in game, or of course with COD points, which you can purchase. So I have found that so far the depot credits take quite a long time to earn. I get on average between 1 and 3 a game, depending on how long the game actually was, and maybe due to my performance, I'm not entirely sure. If I have a very good game and it's a long game, I typically get 3. If I have a rather bad match, or if it's a really quick game, typically I'll get like 1.5 or something like that. Like, it doesn't just go by individual credits, it goes by filling up that bar, and you're always making progress towards filling your bar towards your next depot credit. So how do all of these actually work? So we're going to go here into the Armory. You guys are going to see there are a ridiculous amount of things actually here within the black market, shall we call it, for Modern Warfare Remastered. And the fact that they actually call it, let's go here to right here, Operation Arctic Wolf. The fact that they actually call it Operation Arctic Wolf says to me that they will probably be adding in more operations in the future. Like, we have all these things here from Arctic Wolf that they're probably going to come out with some sort of like an update later on, which is going to be like, I don't know, Desert Fox or something like that, which is going to bring with it a bunch of extra stuff. So what else is in here? We have weapons, of course, not actual weapons, but of course melee weapons. We have like a sword, we have this knife right here, we have the cliffhanger, we have the gravedigger shovel, the big hammer. We have weapon kits, which I find actually to be very interesting. Now, what's actually cool is I predicted all of this. It wasn't really hard to predict, really, but I did call all of this in my previous videos. These are going to be basically different versions of weapons that already exist in game. So for example, under Assassin here, you have the different sniper rifles. Here is the new Barrett 50 cal. Here is going to be the new M40A3. Here is the new M21. Here is the new Dragunov, and here is going to be the new R700. You can unlock this by, I believe, doing challenges. So as you guys can see here, well, actually, not so much challenges. Let me explain. So here you can see that we can buy, for example, the ethereal shotguns with 775 of these parts, which you can actually get from supply drops, right? Or alternatively, you can unlock them with this key. See how it's like kind of locked right here? I believe, and I could be wrong here, how you actually get all of these different assassin variants of your sniper rifles is by unlocking all of these things. Now, some of these things may actually be related to challenges. I'm not entirely sure how the system works entirely yet, or you can purchase them, of course, with your parts. Again, you see the currency at the top part of your screen. So when I opened these supply drops that they give you by default, right, as soon as the update happened, I ended up getting a new character. My character is actually Valkyrie, her name is. This is her right there. And so if I back out of here, go down to Armory, go to, oh gosh, I'm so confused. There's like so many things here. Go down to Warfighter. These are the Warfighter light machine guns. These are going to be the new variants of the light machine guns. Again, they don't actually change how your game is actually played whatsoever, but it does actually change the appearance. Like, this is the new SAW, this is going to be the new RPD, and this is the new M60. If I want to unlock them, I believe I just have to unlock all of these things, either by challenges or getting them from supply drops. But I think a lot of these are actually just from supply drops themselves, so maybe it gives you a reason to try to purchase some of these things, but I'm never going to use different reticles. Like, I have no reason to get rounds here, unless I guess if I want Warfighter. Some of them are actually pretty cool. I mean, I do like Battle Worn quite a bit. So Battle Worn is basically going to be your variants of assault rifles. They basically make your assault rifles look very old and, of course, battle worn. Here we have the G3. It looks a bit more like the FAL. It's a bit more old school, has a wooden stock. I'm a big fan of that. Here is the G36C, has a lot of tape and stuff like that on it. It's very old and worn. You have my personal favorite, and honestly, in my opinion, the only reason to try and go for battle worn, you have the M14, which basically looks like the M1 Grand. It may even be the M1 Grand. I don't know. If has anyone unlocked it, probably won't make a ting noise because it has the actual magazine attached to the bottom there, but it looks a lot like the M1 Grand. Of course, they're very similar weapons. Here's a very torn up version of the MP44. Here is the M16. Here is the AK-47, which the back part there, you can see the spring, which I find actually to be hilarious. There's a bunch of these different variants. In fact, I told you guys about the sporty looking M1014 shotgun. Well, here it is. You know, this is why it was actually pretty easy for me to predict that they were going to be adding in stuff like this to the game. So you have weapon kits. You also have weapon camos, and a freaking lot of them. Lots and lots and lots of weapon camos, some of which are actually very good. And I'm actually kind of worried that these are going to devalue actually earning your camos. I mean, look at Web here. I know it's hard to see in a video, but Web looks very, very good. The light machine guns here look okay. Where it's all, look at that there. Look at that on, let's see, the P90 is what we had initially. Look at that. Tell me that's just not amazing looking. Some of these camos are very, very good. I'm just worried they're going to devalue actually earning your camos, like earning Blue Tiger and Red Tiger and stuff like that. Knowing some really good looking camos like this are already in the game, but they're going to be there via supply drops. We have reticles, which I've seen some people already using different reticles, like this one isn't bad. You know, shotguns here, the T, that one is not bad. But most of them are just so god-awful that they just obstruct all your vision. Like, I was using an M16 with a Joker reticle, and I couldn't see with that freaking thing. Like, how do people use that? My brother actually put that on because he thought it was funny, and he had me pick up his gun. And it was just the worst sight ever. Like, I have no idea why people like that. There are some good ones, like LED here. That's an okay one. But for the most part, reticles are pretty awful. You have lots of characters now. There are now females in the game. I have Valkyrie here, which is kind of cool because she was actually the character I like the most, but the rest of them, of course, are going to be all different kinds of people that you can actually unlock, and you unlock them by doing different challenges. Of course, you have Badass Motherfucker here, which has the big beard, which I think a lot of people are going to try and get him, but to get him, you have to unlock all these other guys before, so it's just this idea of progression, this idea of continuously trying to make you want to keep on playing. And I got the legendary quote-unquote Storm outfit, which, as you guys can see, it changes my shirt, basically. I mean, little things like that. They've added so many little tiny filler things, to be perfectly honest. The chances of you actually getting some really good stuff out of your supply drops are not very good. And how do I feel about them so far? They haven't ruined the game so much. Yeah, like right there, just a bunch of filler that I want nothing to do with. I'll just get rid of all that and just go trade again, I suppose. They haven't really ruined the game so far. I've really been enjoying playing on the new maps. I love Winter Crash. Everything about Winter Crash is fantastic. Okay, that's an okay emblem. The Liberty emblem is actually kind of cool, but it's very hard to beat. But wait, combat uniform. Okay, that's going to give me some dismantled parts. There we go, because apparently that was a repeat for me. I'm not even entirely sure. So some of the things are good, some of the things are bad, honestly. Right now, it's all cosmetic, but I really feel as though it is an exercise in futility to think that actual weapons aren't coming to the game. Now, I have heard from Drifter. Drifter said in his videos that Raven Software, while he was actually there working with them to get early footage of the maps, they said they want to keep it cosmetic only. They're going to try their best to keep it cosmetic only, and I really hope that they do, because right now, and I know it honestly goes against a lot of things I was saying in my previous videos, but I don't hate this to my core. I thought this would be an awful system. Right now, it seems relatively fair, if not maybe a bit on the slow side. Like, actually earning your depot credits takes quite a long time. Like, we've played, it took forever for me to actually even be able to play on these freaking maps. Like, I don't know about you guys, but the update went live for Modern Warfare Remastered at like 1 p.m. Eastern, which is my time. I live on the East Coast. And I was not able to actually play the game until about 7 p.m., which was kind of nuts if you ask me. And it's now 11 p.m. as I'm recording this. So we played for like 4 hours or so. And in that time, of course, we were messing around in private matches and stuff as well. But in that time, I got enough credits for 2 regular supply drops and not even 1 rare supply drop. Like, that seems very, very slow as compared to probably what it should be. Now, you guys know, if you guys play mobile games or anything like that, like, this is the exact model that all mobile games actually use. Is they make it so you can earn stuff in-game without actually paying money, but they make it a very, very slow grind. And they're always trying to tempt you with that dollar. Like, hey, you know, if this is taking a long time, I mean, right there's the store. If you guys want to buy some COD points, I mean, there you go. Just buy some COD points. You can start working towards getting enough of these parts to actually unlock the weapon kits that you want or the camo that you want or whatever, right? That's how they go about it. Right now, I like the cosmetic stuff. I honestly think it adds more to the game. It takes away from the original Modern Warfare Remastered feel. It really does, but all the stuff is... it's not goofy like it was in previous Call of Duty games. We don't have gingerbread men. We don't have, I don't know, pirates, or I'm just making up stuff. We don't have rainbow unicorns. We probably have some goofy reticles. I have no idea. There's a Joker reticle, so chances are there's some goofy looking reticles. But for the most part, it's not insane yet. But this is the first pass, right? This is Operation Arctic Wolf. There are going to be more operations in the future, and I wonder what goofy stuff they're going to be adding to the game. But again, like I said, I feel as though this does add a little bit extra to the game, but right now, I really feel as though they should up the ante a little bit and try to make it so we can earn our depot credits a little bit faster. It seems slow. Maybe there's a hidden game mode somewhere or a hidden strategy where it's actually very, very fast. Like, we have been playing Ground War regular domination, and we also played a bit of hardpoint because, of course, that's brand new to today, and I really like hardpoint. I've actually really been enjoying playing that. It's very fun. It really is. I was worried it was going to be terrible because of Frag Times 3, but no people that we ran into tonight were really running Frag Times 3, and as a result, we were actually able to be on the hardpoint for more than a couple of seconds before blowing up, which was pretty nice. So I hope that these supply drops go towards making the game better. I think that's something that a lot of people are actually ignoring. So Modern Warfare Remastered was not its own game. Right now, anyway, you can only purchase it if you get a special edition of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It has to be bundled with Infinite Warfare. Therefore, I don't see Raven Software actually making a ton of money. Like, just pure sales off of Modern Warfare Remastered, I'm sure they are not making a ton. So I'm wondering if by adding in all these supply drops, they can actually work to make the game better. And a big question is, and maybe this is a topic for an entirely different video, but are they really setting themselves up for Modern Warfare Remastered to be one of the first multi-year Call of Duty games? Is this going to be a game that they update so much that's actually going to have its life cycle go on for several years, whereas other Call of Duty games, they only last, 1 year, mostly until the new Call of Duty game comes out, then most of the player base moves on? Are they looking to build a giant player base for Modern Warfare Remastered here? I hope that they actually go ahead and put money back into the game. Now, I don't know exactly how all the tech works and how all this makes sense, but I do know that these servers for Modern Warfare Remastered are not exactly amazing. To my understanding, they are 10 tick servers, which is like half of what Call of Duty 4 used to be. I could have my numbers wrong here. Feel free to correct me in the comments. But because of that, the server is not refreshing enough, so when you actually go around the corner, like, that's why we're dying around corners so much in this game, is because the server isn't refreshing enough, and it's not keeping everybody on the same playing field. So on my screen, I'm around the corner. On their screen, they're not. It's not catching up quick enough. They could improve the servers, right? They could definitely improve the server capacity as well. I mean, the update went through for Modern Warfare Remastered this afternoon. I had to wait 6 hours to even be able to play it. The servers were just straight up not working in my area. It wasn't my internet or anything like that. It was just the servers themselves. I want them to continue to make this game better, and maybe these supply drops can help fund that, because previously they probably weren't making a ton of money off of the game, just off of sales from Infinite Warfare. And when they do make the game available for individual purchase, I imagine that's going to help them make more money and therefore can put more money back into the game. I hope that for the first time, they would actually put money back into COD, right? That's what I'm hoping with Modern Warfare Remastered. I'm hoping they use the money they make from these supply drops and all these cosmetics, which right now they're cosmetic. I got my eye on you, Raven. I do. I still think it's inevitable, man. I really think they're adding actual weapons to the game. But right now, it's cosmetic. It's a relatively fair model compared to what we've seen in Call of Duty years past. And I'm hoping they don't just take this money and run. I'm hoping they don't just line their pockets even further. I'm hoping this money goes back into the game, right? Fixing collaterals, right? Fixing the spawn system, making it so when I go around the corner, I'm actually around the corner on both of our screens and not only my screen. Like, fixing the servers, making it so they can hold more people, maybe funding, creating more game modes, adding in more things to the game in that respect. Like, not just, cosmetic, supply drop stuff, but actually adding in more content, like revamping, I don't know, maybe adding in something like Fracture, which is a game mode that's exclusive to Black Ops 3 at the time of this video being recorded, and adding it into Modern Warfare Remastered, but making it fit within that theme, or doing extra things like that. Like, I hope this money goes back into the game in some respect. I hope they're not just lining their pockets. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I hope you guys all found it helpful and informative. Let me know down there in the comments what are your thoughts on the supply drop system so far here at Modern Warfare Remastered, now that it's been out for a couple of hours. And I think the servers have been pretty much live for just about everybody, so if you've been wanting to play the game, you probably could have by this point. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about the new supply drop system, all things they've actually added to it, and whether or not you think it's actually good for the game, because I'm of two minds. Part of me is like, can we just not have supply drops? Because I know you're going to add in weapons eventually, and you're eventually going to take this relatively fair model and screw us with it, so can we just not have it to begin with? But then another part of me is like, this really does add a bunch of extra stuff, like especially weapon kits. We have never really seen anything like weapon kits in the Call of Duty franchise before. Of course, it's been done in other games, but for Call of Duty, like, that's a really cool idea, and I think that adds a bit to the game. But of course, you also have to add in a bunch of extra stuff, like new characters. Like, I'm not against having females in the game, but we have all of these characters suddenly, so that's a big thing, and you're able to change around your shirt and your titles and your emblems and your reticles and all these extra camos. Like, there's a freaking buttload of stuff in here, and this is only like the first wave, right? Of course, there could be more operations in the future, or at least I would imagine. So I would love to hear what you guys think about the system as a whole so far. My conclusion is, right now, I don't hate it. I think I'd still prefer it to be back the way it was previously, but of all the systems we could have, this is definitely the lesser of all the evils, right? Compared to all the alternatives, all the stuff we've seen in Call of Duty years past, right now it's okay. But remember, this is how Black Ops 3 started. So let's just hope they don't screw us. That's basically all we can do right now, is just hope that they keep this business model as fair as a supply drop model can be, which is not very fair because it's all RNG. It's a lot better if we could just purchase this stuff individually, but they make more money this way. And it actually gives us a way to try to earn all these various things as well. So it's a very complicated model, honestly, but what do you guys think about it? I'd love to hear in the comments. I hope you guys will enjoy the video. Apologies for the late video actually going up, but that's kind of on their end. Again, that's why I hope that money goes back into making this game better, because the servers did not work for like the first 6 hours of the update being live. Like, I had to start playing at, 7 o'clock at night, and I had to play all the way until 11. I had to make an entire video, and then, of course, rendering, uploading, editing, all that stuff. Like, the video came out late. I understand that, but part of it's not my fault. I had to wait so freaking long to even be able to experience all the new stuff. But stay tuned for some more videos tomorrow. I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Drop me a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.